Hello students. So today we are going to prove a very important theorem from your chapter quadrilaterals, which is the converse of midpoint theorem. It is equally important as a midpoint theorem. So we'll go through the statement of this midpoint theorem. It says that if a line is drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the other side bisects the third side. Now first try to understand this uh, theorem. What the theorem is trying to say: if a line is drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle, that means if a triangle is given to us as ABC, so D, if I take D as a midpoint, so I can say that AD is equal to DB. It is already given to us. D is the midpoint. So if I draw a line DE from this point D and parallel to the third another side, that is DE is parallel to your BC. I am drawing a line which is passing through the midpoint of the first side, that is AB, and it is parallel to the other side BC. So it will bisect the third side of the triangle. Now what is the third side? That is your AC. So this DE will bisect AC, and we have to prove, according to this theorem, we will have to prove that AE equals to EC. So we have to prove that AE equals to EC. So now how we are going to prove it? You can see here that I have extended this line DE till F. So what we are going to do, we are going to make it in the form of a parallelogram. We will extend a line DE till F. This is the construction which we are going to do to prove this theorem. So DE would be extended till F and we will join CF. So that way we will construct it in a way that CF is parallel to your AB and DE is extended till F. Join D till F. Okay, so this is your construction. Now how we are going to prove it? So if we go to the proof statements, so as we are saying that CF is parallel to DB, which is by your construction, which it is by your construction. We have constructed it like this. And other thing is DE, it is also parallel to BC, which is already given to us. Here it is given that DE is parallel to BC. So now we can say that DBCF is a parallelogram. So this statement means that DBCF is a parallelogram since the opposite sides are parallel to each other. Now when we have said that this is a parallelogram, now we'll come to these two triangles ADE and CEF. Come to these two triangles. So if we take triangle ADE and triangle CEF. Okay. So now in these two triangles we can see that angle DEA, that is this angle DEA, is equal to angle CEF. Now you all know why this is equal, because these two lines are intersecting, so these are all your vertically opposite angles. So we can say that angle DEA is equals to angle CEF. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now this is your first angle which is equal. Now if we can see that this angle DAE is equal to angle ECF. Now why we can say that these two angles are equal? Because since these two are the parallel lines, AB is parallel to CF, so this becomes your transversal, AC becomes the transversal, and these becomes the alternate interior angles. So angle DAE is equals to angle ECF. Okay, why? Because alternate interior angles. Correct? Now we coming to the third part. Now we are going to prove these two triangles as the congruent triangles. We have to prove them congruent. So we are two angles we have got. We need one more side. Now if you see carefully, we can see that AD, this if we consider it as a parallelogram DBCF, that means BD is equals to CF. It is already said that BD is equals to CF. These are the opposite side of a parallelogram. BDCF is a parallelogram. Okay, so we know that it is a parallelogram, so BD is equals to CF. Now also we can say, since it is given to us that AD is equals to DB, okay, so that means AD is equals to CF also. Okay, so now these two triangles, we can say that this triangle ADE is congruent to triangle ECF. So triangle ADE is congruent to triangle CEF by which property? AAS, by AAS congruency. Okay, now we all know when we talk about the congruency, it means that all these 6 elements of the triangle are equal. By getting these 3 elements equal, we can say that the triangles are congruent. It means the other 3 elements are also equal. So by the CPCT rule, we can also say that this AE is equals to EC. Why? Because these are the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So that means we have come to the end of the theorem, which we have proved as AE equals to EC. That means E is the midpoint of AC. So this is your theorem is